Welcome back to Singles Exchange, a podcast that focuses on conversations, connections, and community. As always, I'm your host, Joy J, and we have a pretty good topic for you today. I think it's one that a lot of people can relate to, but I always say that. So we're going to hop in. If you are a frequent exchanger, then you know the drill. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Singles Exchange on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and whatever your podcast streaming platform is. If you use Google Podcasts, if you use Apple Podcasts, if you use Spotify, Anchor, whatever your preference. And be sure to tell a friend about this. I feel like some of you have been telling your friends about it. And I'm excited because I've been seeing the number of listeners go up. And I'm excited. I want us to have the conversation. If you've been an exchanger from the beginning, then you know that my goal with Singles Exchange is to have conversation. So I'm excited to share with you guys. I have a quick announcement, but I will save that until the end so that you listen all the way through. And we're gonna hop right in. So get comfortable and let's exchange. All right. So today's title is called "You're Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone." And for those of you that watch Pitch Perfect like me, I am a Pitch Perfect fan. We all know that's the Cup song, when I'm gone, oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. And I think that the song is more so talking about in relation to dating somebody. That person is gonna miss you when you're no longer there. But today, I want to talk about us being currently single and how we just might miss singlehood when we're not single anymore. So I know a lot of us are in a place where we're embracing our singlehood and we love it. But it won't always be that way. I do believe that a lot of people who want to be in relationship or want to be married and desire that, I believe it's going to happen for all of us eventually. And when that happens, will there be some things that we miss about singlehood? So I'm going to tell you guys how I came up with this title. Um, I've been single a little over 6 years now. And I have a lot of friends who are not single, a lot of friends who are in relationships, who are dating, who are engaged, who are married. I am definitely at this time the single friend, and that's okay. I don't have an issue with it. But a lot of my friends will say, "Girl, you better enjoy your single life because when it's over, and I don't know why that is. Why do we always like chop off a sentence and not even complete the thought?" But a lot of people are like, "Girl, enjoy that single life because when it's over, blah blah." And I'm like, when it's over, what? Like, I want to date. I want to be happy. I want to be in a relationship. And that's not to say that I'm not happy single, but that is something that I desire. So, um, if you really know me, you know how much I despise that warning, quote unquote, because I think that they mean it with good intentions, but it definitely comes off like a warning. And I hate it. Like, I hate when people say that. So here's why. Um, I felt like when people said that, the implication was you're not currently enjoying your single life. And for me, I feel like I enjoy my time more so now. I'll get into that a little later. But even then, like, what am I doing that's like not enjoying life? Like, I'm not just sitting in the house waiting for some man to come sweep me off my feet. Like, I hang out with my friends. I do things that I enjoy. I relax and I rest when I want to. Like, to me, I was living a pretty good life. As good of a life as you can live in your last year of undergrad. For those of you that have been to college, you understand that that last year of undergrad is ridiculous anyway. But I feel like I was living, my best life for what it could be. Now, I'm going to give this disclaimer, blah, blah, blah. My words coming out crazy today, y'all, but I'm going to give this disclaimer. When I say I've been single, so I've been single, like I said, a little over 6 years at this point. I feel like I was single as in I never got into an official relationship with somebody. I've dated people casually. I've had a couple situationships, no entanglements, thank God. But I've had some experiences since then, but I have not actually been in a committed relationship in a little over 6 years. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. We'll get into that in another episode. But anyway, so at that time, I was a senior in college, and I felt like people who were saying that to me felt like I wasn't making the best of my time single. And I didn't really like that because what you think is the best for me may not be what I think is the best for me. So I didn't really care for that. Also, I felt like the way that they said it gave relationships like a negative connotation. So like if you saying like, girl, enjoy your time single, because when it's up, when you're not single no more, you're going to be miserable. You're not going to enjoy it. Like, I feel like that was the implication. And I know that that's not what some of those people meant, but I don't like the connotation that comes along with it, because I don't believe that relationships are like a ball and chain. You know, I don't feel like you should get into a relationship and feel restricted. Like when I get into a relationship, I should be even more free to be myself. Not saying that there won't be boundaries within our relationship, but I shouldn't feel restricted or feel like I'm losing out on something. I think that defeats the purpose of being in a relationship. When you're with somebody, they should enhance your life. They should make your life better in some form. Doing life with them together and making that choice to do life with them should enhance your quality of life. It shouldn't take away from it. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's just me. Nonetheless, that's what I felt like people were saying. And I didn't like that because I think relationships are great. I love love. I love to see people happy and thriving in their relationships, growing and maturing together. Like, I think it's a beautiful thing. So I definitely hated it so much. So back when I was freshly out of my last relationship, and people were saying that it made me more anxious to be in a relationship. Now, I'm going to give y'all this little bit of tidbit about me. I have like a drop of rebellion in me, right? I try not to let that side show too much, but I am absolutely that person that if you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna want to do it even more. I don't know why that is. That's just a part of who I am. Like, don't tempt me with a good time. Don't tell me I'm not gonna do it, or don't tell me not to do it, because then I'm gonna do it just to prove you wrong. Maybe that's just me. If I'm not alone, hop on the singles exchange, one of the singles exchange social medias, and let me know that I'm not alone. But yeah, I feel like if you make it seem like it's gonna be a bad time, I want to do it more to prove to you that that's not true. And so, along with some personal things, I was at a place in my life where I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to come out of college. In my brain, my life map says I should be in a relationship so that I can graduate from college and we can get married and we can buy a house next year and we can have kids the following year and this white picket fence. And, I feel like everybody has that. So I was even more anxious to get in a relationship when I got out of my last one. And that led me down a bad path. I definitely got involved with some guys that were not good. I definitely opened myself up to potential relationships that I should not have. So Sorry, y'all. If I'm pausing, it's because I'm looking down at my notes because I don't want to miss anything because I was really passionate about this topic. So, um, I was anxious and it was going horrible, right? Just going south. And it seemed like every guy that I met was trash or he just wasn't right for me. Like he may not have been a bad person, but he just wasn't it for me. And so, somewhere around the third year of me being single, I was like, forget it. I'm done with dating. I'm done with these stupid dating sites. I'm done with trying to meet people or trying to ask my friends to set me up. Like, I'm through. Um, and in that time, I was alone, so I was spending more time with God. And of course, I was still enjoying my life. I had moved into my own place. I got a new job. Like, I was out here trying to make the best of adulthood. And I was just like, I'm going to just focus on being the best me that I can be. I became a youth leader. And I just threw all of my energy into everything besides dating. Like anything that was not dating, I was doing it, right? So in that time, I feel like God started to show me myself. Like he started to turn the mirror on Joy. And he started to show me like, this is what you need to work on. This is where you're not totally healed at. This is an area that can be problematic in your future relationships. Now I'm sharing this out because this part is not in my notes, but I'm going to share. I know a few of the things that God showed me about myself. I was definitely not totally healed from some past relationships. I was still carrying some serious baggage into these situations. And that's a part of the reason why they weren't flourishing. I was carrying this old dead weight into new relationships. And I was building these barriers between me and potential partners because I was afraid of getting hurt again. Um, God also showed me some things about my identity, about rediscovering who I am and what I like and what I want, because I had lost myself in those previous or past relationships. I had sort of lost myself in the context. What I wanted became so blended into what my partner wanted. Um, I had to go back and rediscover me. And also not just things that my partner wanted, but as you grow, you mature and you change. So there were some things about me that I had not revisited in years, and I needed to. Prime example, my friends always think I'm crazy when I say this, but when I was younger, and I don't want y'all to judge me, okay? When I was younger, I used to want 7 kids. Like literally wanted a house full of kids. And I don't know why. I know that I always loved working with young people. And I know that it's just a part of who I was. Like I love kids. My brothers are significant amounts of age older than me, like 12 and 14 years older than me. So I never wanted my children to experience like that only child feeling. Like I'm not an only child, but I definitely had a lot of only child moments because when I was born, my brothers were teenagers essentially. And by the time I got to an age where you would interact and begin to create those memories with your siblings, mine were grown and moved out of the house and had families of their own. So um, I know those were all factors that played into me wanting this large family. But like I said, I'm a youth leader. I work at a school. Like I'm a kid person. So um, I used to want 7 kids. And someone that I dated in my past did not want 7 kids. And that was a compromise I was willing to make. I knew that I would have kids in my life in some capacity anyway. And I have a ton of nieces and nephews. So that was a compromise for me. Like, okay, you want 2 or 3? We can do 2 or 3. That's fine. And I had to readjust that. Coming out of a relationship and rediscovering who 20, however old, I want to say 27 I was at that point. Rediscovering what 27-year-old Joy wanted in relationship, like that, it wasn't the same, you know? So I had to go back and rediscover, well, Joy, how many kids do you want and why? Um, because at one point you wanted 7, then you switched it to 3 for him, and now where are you in your 27-year-old journey? And that's even changed since then. The amount of kids that I was willing to have at 27 is not the same amount of kids that I'm willing to have at 31, because I just celebrated a birthday last week. Yay! Happy birthday to me. And that's a part of my announcement at the end. So, like I said, be sure to listen to the end. But yeah, I feel like in that time, God was showing me, you need to rediscover who you are. You need to learn about what you want. You need to grow with me, talking about God. And if you're not, listen, y'all know my motto, who you worship is your business. If you don't believe in a higher power, that's fine too. This is just me telling y'all about my journey. But those years of singleness were important. Like, the way that I connected with God in that time is like nothing that I had experienced before that. And it was different, but it was vital for me. I needed that time of separation to not date anybody, to not have my attention focused on anybody else. Like, I needed that time to turn the mirror on Joy and rediscover who I am, rediscover my identity. So, yeah, I know that moving forward, whenever I do start to date somebody, I'll have to further adjust, because now I'm at a place where my time with God and my alone time is essential. Like, it's not even compromisable. Like, it has to be a thing. I would say on a bi-weekly basis, because I know how life goes, but at least once every 2 weeks, I need to have a couple hours to myself, or something like that. So I went on a little rant, but we coming back. During those 3 to 4 years where I was, before I got to this point, God showed me who I was. He showed me some things I need to work on. He kind of shifted my focus, and made me a little more business minded. And it was good. And also, and during my single time, Singles Exchange was born. So it's like, yeah, my 3 to 4 years, the first half of my single time, which was that 3 to 4 years, I felt like I rediscovered me. And then the next 3-ish years were for me to jump into my business, to jump into my career, to make some more goals for myself, to readjust that life map that I planned that clearly was not going where I thought it was gonna go. So yeah, in that time, he was also changing my surroundings. I definitely had some shifts in my friend groups. Um, I made some new friends. I lost some friends. Some of my friendships changed, so where we're still friends, but we're not as close. A lot of things happened in that time, and I think it's all important. I think in your season of singleness, you should not waste it. Because when it's gone, you can't get it back. Like, once it's gone, it's gone. So, don't despise your single season, because you really are going to miss it when you're gone. And like I said, way at the beginning of this, I used to hate when people would say that, but now looking at it from this perspective, I understand. Because it's just time that you don't get back. You don't get time back anyway. Time is precious to begin with. So, that is my little spiel about my singlehood and about how it was a growing time for me. But I want to look at it from a non-single perspective. So I am recording this. Today is August 31st. So if you listen on the first day that podcast aired, then you'll hear this tomorrow. But whenever you do hear this, today I asked on the Singles Exchange Facebook page, I asked our dating, engaged, and married exchangers to tell me what they miss most about their single life. Because, like I said, it's always the people who are in relationships that say, like, oh, you're going to miss it, right? So, I asked some people in person and I asked on the page, and these are some of the answers that I got. One guy, he said that he misses the quiet. He has a wife and 2 children, and he misses the peace and quiet that he had to sit and just read for hours with no interruption. He doesn't have that anymore because of his family. One of the young ladies who is a newlywed, she said that she missed buying one cheeseburger. She was like, when I go to the store now, or when I go to a restaurant now, I gotta get 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, a large drink, a small nugget, and it's just me and my husband. But he's a guy. He has a different appetite than me. And I used to get by for $2, $2 to $3, and now I'm spending $12 to $15 at a restaurant. And that's stuff that I didn't think about, because now, like right now, I'm a single. I go, I buy what I want, I eat what I want, I do what I want. And I don't really have to include anybody else in those plans. Another guy who has one wife and quite a few children said that he misses going places alone or without being questioned. He said that whenever he gets up, everybody's like, well, where's dad going? What's dad doing? And he's like, I'm just going to the bathroom. Like, leave me alone, And one young lady said that she missed cleaning something and it stays clean. My rebuttal to her was, I miss having someone to help me clean. Like, I don't like to do laundry. So, like, I would wash and dry, but can you fold them? Type of thing. So, to me, it's all about perspective, because she liked that it stay clean, and I don't like the fact that if I dirty something up, it's going to be dirty till I clean it up. If I knock something down, it's going to be there till I pick it up. If I do laundry, it's going to be there till I fold it. Like, there's nobody else to help me. It's just me over here. Another young lady said flexibility. She said she misses the flexibility to go places and to do things without having to consider another person. Just that freedom to do what she wants to do. And I can understand that, because I love my freedom. I enjoy my freedom. Someone else said having food to themselves and not having someone to sabotage their diet. Someone said they miss laying horizontally across their bed instead of having to lay the correct way. They miss being able to take up the whole bed on their own. She also said that she misses choosing the decor or what to put in, without some type of input. So she misses being able to decorate freely without having to kind of tone down the girly stuff because of her husband. So, and I can understand that. If anybody has been to my house, I have a huge Paris theme. So it's like Eiffel Towers and girly colors and stuff everywhere. And I don't know how I'm going to adjust when I have to share a living space with a man who does not want girly and frilly things. Okay? Y'all pray for me. So I'm at my 25-minute mark, and I normally stop here, but I want to give a quick shout out. So y'all bear with me. I just wanted to shout out a few ladies who I feel like are rocking their singleness. Like, they're making the most of their time single, so that when their single time ends, and by single I mean unmarried, but when that time ends and they are married and a legally binding relationship, they can say, yeah, I missed that part of being single, but I lived it out. So I want to shout out really quickly Raquel. Raquel started Beauty Talk a few years ago, and it is a motivational group. I don't really know how to describe Beauty Talk, but it's like a motivational group. It's also a podcast, and she just talks about, stuff that's on her mind, just like me. She always includes scripture and prayer, but it's very down to earth. So if you're into podcasts, definitely check out Beauty Talk. Another person I want to shout out is Jessica. Jessica just launched her lipstick line called Imperious Cosmetics. She also has another business called Just Limited Essentials, where she sells bumper stickers and magnets and pens. I think I want to wear one of her pens in one of my next videos. So shout out to Jessica out here doing her thing. The last person that I want to shout out is Brittany. Brittany started a page called Fruitful Poetic Light, and she always has some source of inspiration there. But also, Brittany just wrote a book called Confessions of a Young Adult's Life, a memoir. So I just wanted to shout out you ladies because I think that you guys are making the most of your time single. I think that you're putting your all into this season of your life. And when you leave singlehood for good, there won't be any regrets. So kudos to you guys. So this is just me talking, off the top of my head. I'm trying to try some different methods with the podcast. So we're going to talk. We're going to get on our social media pages this week and talk. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you thought about this episode. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, it's okay. You can tell me the truth. If you thought there were some points that I missed or whatever. And finally, my announcement. So on my birthday, which was last week, I officially announced pre-orders for Singles Exchange t-shirts. I'm super excited about this. You guys have been asking for merchandise and it is here. So if you are interested in purchasing a black Singles Exchange shirt or a white Singles Exchange shirt, just hop on one of our posts and drop your email. I'll send you the link to the form. It's a very simple Google form. Once you complete the form, I'll send you an invoice for your payment. So nothing complicated at all. I am looking forward to seeing your pictures and your shirts. And we might have a little challenge to see who can get the most good pictures with their shirts. But we'll see. We're going to play it. We're going to work it out with the staff of Singles Exchange. Be looking forward to meeting them soon. We have been talking about having a video to formally introduce the Singles Exchange staff. And you don't want to miss that either. So thank y'all for kicking it with me. As always, it's been a pleasure. And I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Let's exchange.